como tú lo mueves en el mundo, lo mueven poco. Baila lo loco. Baila, baila. Baila lo loco. En la playa bañado en sudor.
Hello guys, I'm so happy that you are enjoying the series, and I want you guys to know I appreciate all the comments and all the likes and views that you guys are giving me. Thank you so much. This is the last part of the series. I hope you enjoy this. Thank you for sticking around for the end. This is the part you guys been waiting for, SakuAtsu. I hope you guys like it. Enjoy. Disclaimer, I do not own any of the HAIKYUU characters or art said. This is not how I view the HAIKYUU characters. This is just for pure entertainment. Warning, language might not be suitable for audience under the age of 13. That's all I have to say onto the video. Also please wait, there will be a MAKEOUT sense. If you are uncomfortable with that, I recommend you skip. 11:04 p.m. Sakusa got off his phone and stood up from the couch. He walked to his bedroom and grabbed a fresh, soft new towel. He took a deep breath in and caught a whiff of fresh cinnamon. He then walked into his bedroom, which had an interconnected bathroom. In the room, he placed his cell phone on the nightstand to charge. Sakusa started to undress himself and walked to the bathroom simultaneously, leaving a small trail of clothes behind him. Once inside the bathroom, he stepped inside the bathtub and turned the shower on. As the shower began to drizzle ice-cold water out, Sakusa softly sighed and began to close his eyes. As the shower water got warmer, he began to run his hands through his now wet, thick, curly hair. Fuck, how long is he going to be out? I'm getting tired of his shit, he thought, while annoyingly letting out a low grunt. About 30 minutes passed and Sakusa had finished his shower. He climbed out of the bathtub and walked back into his bedroom. He peered into his closet and pulled out a black turtleneck long-sleeve tee along with black sweatpants. Quickly, he dresses himself, not realizing he had put on his shirt inside out. He looked at the wall above his dresser and TV, where his clock was located, and wondered. 11:47, where the fuck is he? Sakusa proceeded to walk over to his nightstand, where his phone was being charged. He picked it up, unlocked it, and went through the messages between him and Atsumu. Atsumu and Sakusa's private messages. 11:50 p.m. Mia, when are you coming home? C. Atsumu, where are you? C. Fuck you, Mia. C. Sakusa's blood began boiling, so much so, he slammed his phone back onto the nightstand. He headed over to the bathroom once again, grabbed his toothbrush from the cup holder and applied toothpaste on the moist bristles. He proceeded to brush his teeth. After his typical 2-minute brushing routine, he rinsed his mouth and returned to the side of his nightstand. Again, he picked up his phone and opened Atsumu's text conversation. He still hasn't answered. What the actual fuck? Sakusa whispered. A bit stunned by the lack of communication, he decided to go ahead and press the call icon next to Atsumu's name. The phone rang, once, twice, 5 times, but still no answer. Sakusa called him about 7 more times and still no answer from Atsumu. Fuck it. Kayumi angrily grunted. He put his phone down on the nightstand once again and grabbed his glasses instead. Sakusa walked over into the living room of his apartment and decided to sit down on the couch. He grabbed the book that was on the coffee table directly in front of him. 1 hour had passed. It was now 12:47 a.m. All of a sudden, Kayumi's head quickly snapped away from his book because he heard the door of the apartment fling open. He saw a drunk Atsumu walk in while taking his shoes off. Sakusa remained on the couch, his eyes intensely following the blonde-haired boy. Atsumu, where the hell have you been? Why the hell haven't you been answering my calls? Kayumi said in a calm voice, although his blood was boiling. Why do ya care now? Ya didn't care about what I had to say 4 hours ago. Atsumu retorted back angrily. Do you really want me to answer that? Kayumi remarked. Yes, please, Kayumi, enlighten me on what's got ya acting like such a damn asshole. Atsumu said while walking up to Sakusa and staring into his partner's stoic charcoal-colored eyes. Kayumi's eyes followed him. He stared into Atsumu's auric golden eyes as Atsumu hovered over him. At that point, Kayumi grabbed Atsumu by the neck, pulled him onto the couch, and piled on top of him. Atsumu's heart skipped a beat as he chose to give in to the part of him that enjoyed seeing his boyfriend act aggressively. Kayumi sternly questioned Atsumu, why the fuck are you still talking to Aomai? As he stared into his eyes with a voice that sounds menacing. Kayumi grabs Atsumu's chin and forces him to turn to face him after he turns away. Mia, respond to me, adamantly says Kayumi. Are you scared that he might slip me off my feet? Fuck, why does it matter? Atsumu said. That is the precise concern Sakusa had. Why are you still messaging Aomai, Mia? I won't ask you that question again. Angry, Kiyumi exclaims while raising his voice. Atsumu loved this. Omi, why would you believe that you're the only I want? There's nothing going on between me and him, now get off. Atsumu rolled his eyes and said plainly as he stepped out from under the bigger man. When Atsumu moved to sit next to Kiyumi, he didn't turn to face him. Omi? Sakusa was staring at the floor when Atsumu noticed tears welling up in his eyes. Omi? Are you crying? Don't cry, please. As he knelt to the ground in an effort to see Sakusa's face, Atsumu said a little startled. Sakusa cast Atsumu gaze. With a hint of worry in his voice, Atsumu replies. Sakusa doesn't answer, keeping his eyes fixed on the floor. Hey, I know ya don't like it when I touch ya without a warning, and I know ya hate it when I hug you, but I'll just do one thing that doesn't require much physical contact, so give me your hand and hold out your pinky, Atsumu said in a sweet and soft voice to comfort his boyfriend. Sakusa follows Atsumu's instructions. Atsumu squeezes Sakusa's pinky to make him feel a little better. He truly wants to hug Sakusa, but he doesn't want to go against his better judgment. He seems to be both nearby and far away at the same time. Atsumu pondered. Atsumu began to reflect after experiencing a wave of guilt. It's all my fault. If I had told Sakusa before he found out, it wouldn't have come to this. Would this have happened if I had just played my part as a boyfriend and not teased Sakusa so harshly? If only he had. His train of thought was interrupted when he overheard Sakusa speaking in a crackly manner. Atsumu, I understand that I might not be the ideal boyfriend, but I've never felt this way before. Atsumu, you have given me feelings I never believed I could have. I've experienced a kind of love from you that I never believed I deserved. You give me the impression that I am significant, secure, and capable of handling everything the outside world may throw at me. I cherish you. The day everything began to make sense was the day we met. I feel joy in everything you do. The other half of me is you. Oh Sakusa. Atsuma's heart rate was increasing. For the first time, Sakusa has opened up to him deeply. Atsumu was no longer able to control himself. Sakusa was weighted to the ground by Atsumu, who then embraced him. As a teardrop fell down his sweatshirt, he could feel it. Atsumu gave Sakusa a firm hug in return. Sakusa buried his face in Atsumu's sweater, forgotten about the germs he had been afraid of, and let himself be completely enveloped by Atsumu. Kiyumi spoke once more, however he was more somber. I love you, Atsumu. Atsumu's mood dimmed. Even though they have been together for 3 years, Sakusa has never before told him that he loves him. Atsumu's vision begins to become blurry. Sakusa continues. The feelings I have for you can never be adequately expressed in words. But that's all I have to offer. Even though your speech isn't polite, I adore everything about you, Atsumu, including the way you color your hair. I adore the way you squeeze my hand 3 times to express your love for me in secret, especially when you do it to see how I'm doing. You simply fail to comprehend how I am affected by you. You give me a sense of belonging. You are my home, and even when you aren't there, you make me immensely happy. And my love for you won't alter despite the distance between us. Atsumu was currently sobbing. He simply is unable to put into words how long he has been waiting to hear those 3 words. Since Kiyumi was still getting used to being cherished, Atsumu would always be the one to say I love you, because he truly meant it from the bottom of his heart. Finally, after 3 years, he heard the words he had been yearning to hear. He was unable to control his tears. In shock, Sakusa pulls away from Atsumu and stares at him, melting into those honey gold eyes of his heart's desire. You know, Sakusa continued as he caressed the boy's cheek, I've always found you seemed beautiful when you cried. I love you too Sakusa, I've loved you for the longest time ever since I met you. Atsumu cracked a smile while wiping away tears from his face, then he proceeded. I want to stay with you always. I don't care how often we argue with one another or how long we remain silent. I know I'm annoying, but you're the only one who has stuck around. And I won't ever leave you because you're my home too. Kiyumi, I'm genuinely in love with you. You are one of the best things that have happened to me in my entire life. I will never want to hurt you and am sorry for fucking around and disregarding your feelings. I know you have been through a lot of things that make you the way that you are. Sakusa feels the corners of his mouth naturally rise and forms a soft loving smile. Atsumu is knocked to the floor by Sakusa. This unexpected movement triggers Atsumu. Atsumu becomes engrossed in Kiyumi's deep ebony eyes. The hearts of both males are beating rapidly. Sakusa leaning forward as and Atsumu are eyes half-lidded, Atsumu's lip parting giving Sakusa permission to enter. Atsumu had soft, warm lips. They parted slightly, allowing Sakusa's tongue to slip inside. The warmth of their breath, and the feeling of their bodies pressing together, was driving Atsumu crazy. Their tongues tangled and went to war in their locked mouths. Sakusa slid his hand up Atsumu's hoodie, tracing the other male's abs with his long slender finger. Atsumu felt like was melting under the touch of his lover. Sakusa grabbed the back of Atsumu's neck, tangling his fingers in the blonde's hair. Atsumu let out a soft moan. Then they both broke away, gasping for air. "Fuck Atsu, you're driving me crazy," Sakusa says while catching his breath while looking into the other male's golden eyes. Atsumu is another shock, his a blushing mess, he can't find the right words to say. Instead he just gets up and wraps his arms around Sakusa's neck, sitting on top of him, placing another sweet kiss onto Sakusa's lips. They were closer than ever. They both looked lovingly in each other's eyes, which felt like forever. "You know what I'd notice? What? That your shirts is inside out," Atsumu says as he let out a smile giggle. Sakusa, embarrassed, looked down at his shirt. "Shut up. Look like without me you can't even think straight," Atsumu says as he start laughing. Sakusa rolls his eyes and pouts. "God, I love you so much, Omi." "Well, I don't. Omi. Fine, I love you too, Atsu." They both had no idea what genuine bliss was until they fell in love with each other. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun making this, and leave some recommendations down in the comments on what I should do next. Love you, my stinky bugs.
Nothing's moving. The only thing that is this little box. What's inside? What? It's a box